Hello, I have to talk very quietly because we are inside right now. Welcome, everyone. Hello, welcome. My name is Kelsey. So happy to have you here in Pisa with me today. We are currently in the Baptistery, so I do need to speak very quietly. But I just wanted to start inside so that way you could see what I am seeing right now. So welcome, everyone. If this is your first Tango tour, let me welcome you. You can see all of the comments popping up there. That is where you let me know, hey, we really think that's cool, or I was there, or we can't see you, or we can't hear you, anything like that. And then you also have the location button, which is what tells you where exactly we are today. And then there is also the postcard option, which is that little button in the middle of the screen. If you take your finger and poke it on the screen and you press that button, it takes pictures from my camera. So, thank you for the glasses comment. We're closing doors. I think we're here at the very last minute. So do let me know where you are tuning in from today and if you have ever been to Pisa before. But before we are made to exit because I think the Baptistery is currently closing. Let me flip this around and show you what I'm looking at. So this is the Baptistery. The construction began here in 1152. Let me just quickly get my things together. That is the guy who works here. He is telling us it's time to go. Listen to those acoustics. Wow. Look at those. Those acoustics are amazing. This is what this Baptistery is known for. Oh, I guess it isn't time to go. He just wanted to show us the acoustics. That is so cool. And that's the little man that took my ticket earlier. That was the with literally the security guard. How cool. That is so neat. So the construction began here in 1152 and the designer was named Baptistery. And he designed this interior area, but it wasn't complete until 1363. And this is the largest baptistery in Italy. It is 180 feet tall, or 54 meters tall. And I do have my bag with me, and you know I am traveling around, so I'm always putting things on my shoulder. And the lower half here, so we've got the upper half up here, and the lower half here represents this Romanesque styling, and the upper part are the Gothic styles. We'll be able to see this a little bit better when we head outside, but you do need a paid ticket to come in here, so I just wanted to show it to you before I left. And here is the inside. Get that detail on it. Wow. And for those of you who are just joining, we are in the Baptistery in Pisa, which means we're right next to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but we're inside. You do need a ticket to come in here, so I figured I would start the tour in here so you all could experience this with me. Let me actually just show you. So this is Cathedral Square. This is where we are going to explore today. Here is the church, which we're headed to in a minute. The cemetery, which is the oldest part of the cathedral. There is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And we are down here in the Baptistery. Okay, let me just show you one more view of this beautiful building. And then we will head outside. I can't believe the acoustics in here. That's amazing. Look at the carving on that. Wow. And again, this was made just over 900 years ago. All right, let's be on our way. These things, yeah, I would love to. If we could do our 2,000 followers concert here, that would be most excellent, wouldn't it? For those of you who this is your first tour with me, I was trained as an opera singer, so I will give some kind of a singing concert at some point when we have 2,000 followers. When I have 1,000 followers, though, I will do a get to know me tour. So that will be very quickly, very soon. Grazie. I think I have about 720 at this point, and when I got to Italy, I had about 500. So I keep joking that I'm gonna have to give this get to know me tour as soon as I get home. All right, so welcome everyone. Let me actually just flip this back around and say hi to you properly. Hello! I just couldn't talk very loudly because we were inside. But, oh, thank you for all the follows. Fantastic. There we go. I have not sung with Andrea Bocelli, no. So welcome to Pisa, everyone. We are in this gorgeous Tuscan city. When people think of Pisa, they go, oh, the Leaning Tower of Pisa and next to Florence. Which, yes, those things are both true, but there is a lot more to see here than just that. But mainly this Square of Miracles, which is when we were inside and I showed you that little map. This is all the Square of Miracles, which is basically where everyone comes to visit. So as soon as I flip this around again, you will see all of the tourists in all of Pisa coming here to take their leaning shots. And actually, let me just quickly show you the cemetery, because we won't be over here again. You do need a ticket to go in there, and I do not have a ticket for the cemetery, but just a little bit about it before we continue along is that the cemetery is, rumor has it that that bodies are said to decay within 24 hours at this cemetery. So the cemetery was built fourth. It was the last and the fourth building to be erected here on this square. And it stands actually on the ruins of the first baptistery. So the building that we were just in, that is the second one. But this here this is the northern edge that we're looking at here. And this is Miracles Square. And it took its name from monumental, it's called the Monumental Cemetery, to distinguish it from other cemeteries around Italy. And the cemetery has been here since the 12th century. It was built by the Archbishop of Pisa, the Ubaldo de Lanfranchi. Oops. Here we go. That's actually where you go to get your tickets, in case you are wondering. De Lanfranchi was the archbishop who built this cemetery, or who had it built, rather. Okay, the Leaning Tower is behind the cathedral, so we're going to save that for after we go into the cathedral. Okay, and actually, let me flip this around here and show you the outside of where we just were, the Baptistery, which is very impressive in its own right. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that door. So this is 180 feet tall, and it is almost as tall as the Leaning Tower itself, which is pretty cool. And get this, it is also leaning. It's only leaning 6 degrees, but it is also leaning. It was built on the same marshy soil as the Leaning Tower, so it also leans. When it was first built, it was just this section here, and then the top part was added as well. And the upper part, it shows John the Baptist surrounded by Christ and the Madonna and angels. And then the interior that we just saw, there were 12 columns that represent the 12 apostles, and John the Baptist is is front and center. Do people get married in the baptistry? I am not sure. That is an excellent question, though. I would love to know if someone finds that answer, because how cool would that be? What an amazing experience that would be. All right, and just again, this was built in 1152. Let's go vertical. Here is the full door. Look at the details on that. Wow. Let's go back. And let me just show you. Look at those. Oh my goodness. And they do put a lot of effort into keeping this looking good as new, if you will. It is a little windy here. In case it ever gets too much, let me know. Yes, it is very hot here today. We actually had a heat advisory. It's about 94 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, what is that, maybe 37 in Celsius? It is quite hot. Okay. But as we walk to the cathedral, let me just tell you a little bit about Pisa itself. So we are in the region of Tuscany. Yeah, Dean, let's try and center the image again. There was a large group of people, so that was about as good as I could get. But let me do it again. Going vertical. There we go. How's that? All right. So, it is known for the Leaning Tower of Pisa, of course, but also as the birthplace of Galileo Galilei, and he is considered the father of modern science. All right, let's go back. And if you came to my last minute tour, we actually did pass by what is known as the birthplace of Galileo, which is super cool. And for those of you who came to the earlier tour, when we were passing by the lunch place and people said, "Oh, that wild boar and fettuccine looks good," that's actually what I had for lunch. I went back there and it was delicious. They gave me polenta instead of fettuccine. And I said, was this supposed to be fettuccine? And he said, no, polenta. I said, okay. So that's all right. Tina, I had a last minute tour. I wasn't sure if I would be able to schedule it exactly. So I did schedule it at about 2:30 local time. And it was very last minute. So no stress if you weren't able to come. But I had a great time sharing all of the sort of town center with all of you. Yes, those are birds making all of the noises. They are just about everywhere, possibly eating all of the mosquitoes that are just ravaging people here. Pisa, when it was built, was it was founded on the shore. So even though the water has since moved, that is why it was so famous, because the water came right up to Pisa, and it was basically this big maritime nation. It reached its rapid growth apex in the 11th century, and that is when the majority of the beautiful Romanesque architecture was built here. I hope there are birds where you are, Bridget. That's cute. All right, so we're gonna try and go inside. I'm not sure if they'll let me in with my gimbal, but we will find out. But first, I did go in here before, and it's very beautiful. There is a service going on. If that does not sit well with you, I recommend that you return in about 5 minutes. You can see all of the people going in though, so they are quite accustomed to people coming in during the service. They also have people guarding where they don't want you to go. When I was in here before, there were about 45 people in here as well. So this is a very busy place to go. They don't want people to miss out on it here. Yes, we are going to go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I just want to show you the cathedral first. So this is the Duomo, the Cathedral of Pisa, and it's the one right behind the Leaning Tower. The construction began here in 1064, and you can see these huge bronze doors here. These were actually the replacement doors in 1595, when there was a huge fire that destroyed the original wooden doors, which of course is very sad. But I am very impressed with these. And above the doors, there, we see that, we might have to look at that when we come back out. But above the doors, there's a statue of the Madonna and Jesus and the four evangelists. So the interior, let's go on in here and see if they'll make me take off my gimbal. I hope not. All right, pick up the bag. I always pick up my bag even though it's on a little rolly thing, because they do not allow suitcases. So let's see what we can see. Here is the tourist area, in case you're wondering. If someone was upset that we went into a mess before. So you can see all of the black and white marble here, and these massive columns. Oh my goodness. Galileo was consecrated as a scientist here. And the ceiling was also, the ceiling is amazing, y'all. Let's go vertical. Look at that. This was also rebuilt in 1595 after the fire. Wow. Yes, I can. Let's go back. Yes, Beautiful. And let me zoom in a little bit. Look at that detail. Oh, thank you so much for your donations. Greatly appreciated. As they say, every little bit helps. So, worshippers usually enter in one of those doors that was replaced. But every now and then there is a door that you enter by the bell tower that was built in 1180. So we'll head over there in just a minute when we are headed to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And again, this beautiful gilded ceiling and the fresco here. Let me show you the fresco. I know, isn't the music beautiful? This was restored after the 1595 fire, as was the ceiling that we saw earlier. Wow, take your screenshots, y'all. This is amazing. The lamp in the very middle here. Oh, that's so beautiful. The lamp in this very middle is called Galileo's lamp. And legend says that that Galileo formulated his theory of isochronism. I don't know how to say that word. Isochronism of the pendulum while watching this the lamp move back and forth. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, we are entirely blocked off from going any further. And this mass has been going on for a while, let me tell you. But I said when I got tickets for this, I said I'd like to go in about an hour. And he said, oh yeah, the mass will still be going on. I said, really? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay. And apparently it had started an hour before that. So this is a very, very in-depth mass. Hi, mass. I understand now. The fresco on the ceiling, though, this is called Christ in Majesty with the Virgin Mary and St. John the Evangelist. Luckily, this did survive the fire, thank goodness. But the ones above it, though, those are the ones that had to be restored. And you can see, actually, where's my finger? You can see the stairwell here. Can you imagine going up there? That's amazing. And also, I would get a little bit of vertigo. Okay, let's go back. Oh, how interesting. There are a bunch of school children here. Okay. All right. And actually, let me show you right behind us. This is the Baptistery again. I think is a really cool shot here. I know it's a little bit bright. But the Baptistery was one of the first buildings built here. Beautiful. And you can see all of the marble here as well. Look at the red marble. That's how you can tell if there's money, because of all of the marble. Grazie. And look at these doors. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's go back. It is very bright right now, so I cannot see any comments. So if you have comments for me, please save them for just a minute. All right. We are back inside. So let's be on our way to the Leaning Tower. Are you all excited? I am excited. So the Leaning Tower, you will see it in just a second. You won't miss it. Sorry, walking in front of people's pictures. Here's the door again. So, thank you for your donations. Greatly appreciated. Yes, so the Leaning Tower is the most famous standing tower. Now, question for all of you. They built this Leaning Tower not just to be a tower. What was its original purpose? Why did they build it? They didn't just decide we're going to build the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yes, exactly, Bridget and Mary. It is a bell tower. It is the church's bell tower, and it is the most famous freestanding bell tower in the world. It was built between 1173 and 1372. The door that we're looking at here, this is one of the doors that survived the fire in 1595, by the way. Thank you for your donations, Michelle and Deirdre. Karen, excellent question. Is it still a bell tower? So, fun facts for all of you. It was designed so that it would stand 185 feet high out of white marble with 7 bells. Any ideas why there are 7 bells? It was a very particular number. Thank you, Barrett, for your donations. Greatly appreciated. The Pope, 7 days a week. Excellent guesses. I'm just waiting to turn around the corner. 7 Hills of Rome, almost perfect number. Such good guesses. So the reason I ask you is because I also had no idea, but it was built, the 7 bells are for each note in the musical major scale. So think of do, a deer, a female deer, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That is why there are 7 bells. And we are just headed around the corner here. Isn't that interesting? Here it is. So cool. Oh my goodness. It's leaning, folks. It is really leaning. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Nice and leaning, exactly. So the marshy ground that this was built on, it was actually already leaning when it was built. So in 1172, it already moved to the side, and they said, "Well, what are you gonna do?" So then when it was finished, it was really leaning, but we'll go over there in just a little bit and you'll see just how dramatic the lean is. Yeah, Mary, I can turn the camera just a second. There we go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And you even have the lean in the picture. Isn't that hilarious? Oh my goodness. So yes, this is a bell tower, but alas, it is the Leaning Tower. And this whole square is surrounded by this beautiful lawn that is blocked off. So, of course, now we have the entire population of Pisa passing in front of us. I'm just going to move the camera up a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, let's get a little bit closer, actually. Let's go back. I am not sure if they still ring. Lynn, we are not going to go to the top because there are so very many steps to walk up here. I think my legs would give out if we had to walk up these steps. So, Yes, it is the most famous bell tower in the world, and again, it was built between 1173 and 1372. My school is at okay, and it was built to go with the cathedral that we just saw, of course. And the ground floor, someone earlier had asked, well, what's in there? So the ground floor has all of these beautiful Corinthian columns, and they're basically an arcade in there, a blind arcade. I don't actually know what a blind arcade is. Those of you with more religious experience than me, feel free to jump in with that. The second floor, though, so this is the first floor. Look at that lean. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for your donations. Arcade with no windows. Yeah, I have not seen any windows in here whatsoever. The second floor, though, it was added in 1178, and this was when it began to sink. And the soil is very soft, very sandy, and construction then halted. It seems more slanted than the other times I saw it on another virtual tour. Yeah, okay, so as I was walking around here, it does depend on where you're standing. The biggest slant, though, is if you are standing right in front of the front door. So this is how much it's actually slanted. But it's like they say, if you see a tornado and it doesn't seem to be moving, it's because it's coming toward you. So if the leaning tower doesn't actually look like it's leaning, it's because it's leaning your direction. Isn't that interesting? So after about a century, they restarted construction again in 1272, and that's when all these upper floors were built. And then finally, in 1319, so almost 200 years later, the seventh floor was completed. So all the way up. And one of the most amazing things, too, is that this has survived at least 4 major earthquakes that we know of. The height of the tower, so it is quite tall, but not tall enough to knock it down, apparently, as well as the soft soil helped greatly. So if the soil was firmer, we probably wouldn't have the leaning tower still. Yes, Chaz, we can do another atom shot, another vertical shot. The reason we call it an atom shot, for those of you who don't know, is because the very first guide who did a vertical shot, his name was Adam. All right, let's go vertical. Yes, the line to go in is quite long, and also you do need to buy a quite pricey ticket. I believe it's around 15, 20 euros at this point. You can also get a combination ticket for the tower, the baptistery, the cemetery, and the cathedral is free, but there was one more. I can't remember what the other one was, but you can get a combination ticket as well. So 15, 20 euros is about 16 to $22. Let's go back. Oh, thank you for your donation, Cheryl. Greatly appreciated. So the bells, someone asked, are the bells still there? So the bells, unfortunately, were taken away, but recently in 1990. The weight of the building, it was moving a little bit faster than they wanted it to, so they took the bells out, and the cables were added in the third level and anchored hundreds of meters away. So to try and keep it from toppling over, there are also counterweights that are inside as well. Decoration. Oh, thank you, Pamela. That's so helpful. We're stopping the lean. It says there are, but I don't see anything on the outside, so I do wonder if somehow they are anchored inside or if they have just removed that. So the tilt was removed or shifted, I guess, by 45 centimeters, and in 1838 when they tried to stabilize it ever so slightly. But here, let me show you a little bit more of this dramatic lean. Tina, I'm not sure if there were bells on every floor. From what I understand, from what I presume, they were just all on the top floor, but I could also be wrong. Um, so here you can see it looks like a little pathway going down here. But let me just show you this side. This has maybe a meter of space, right? Or 3 feet of space. And on that side, as you will go around, you could probably fit 2 full standing adults. Just to give you an idea. Also, scientists predict that the building will only be stable for the next 200 years. So in case you plan on living longer than 200 years and you want to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you better get your traveling bums over here, because in about 200 years, they're going to close this for good, because even a skinny little child could knock it over at that point. Crazy. So it is 56 meters tall, about 180 feet. It weighs 14,453 tons, and it began under the construction of this as the same guy who built the Baptistery, Botticelli, and though everything was interrupted when they figured out that they were leaning. It is continuously leaning, and it is leaning more every year, which is the scary part. The building was completed in about the 14th century, and this sort of basin here was added about 100 years ago. So let's take a little tour around and see if we can see the people doing the typical leaning pose, and then I will bid you farewell. I am going to see if I can do another surprise tour this evening as I am walking along the Arno, which is so beautiful. It is quite a ways away from here, though. So keep a lookout for that. And this Saturday, I will be back. I am headed back home tomorrow after. Oh, look at all the people! Oh, this is so hilarious! Oh my goodness! Oh, this is better than the tower. Oh, that's so funny! Look at these little kids. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Yes, if you would like notifications about the other tour, if you haven't followed me, do follow me, because I follow myself and I get my own notifications. So I know that does work. If you're not getting notifications when you are following me, send an email to Hago, because they should fix that if they're not. Oh, from this side, oh my goodness, looks like it's gonna fall right on top of us. Here, let me get a little bit further away and then I'll show you. Yes, all of these people who are holding the tower, if you will, they all gather in this specific area because this is where you can see the most dramatic lean, or at least one of the sides. Last time I was here, I got bit by a mosquito in the center of my forehead, so I think I'll post that picture when I get home, just to show you the craziness that can happen here. All right, let's go vertical. It doesn't look like it's leaning too much right here, but about 20 feet over, it is
quite intense. All right, so this brings us to the end of our tour and the end of our Italy tour. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you who, going back, for those of you who hit that tip button, thank you ever so much. It is a free tour, and as you know, the free tours are free to pay whatever you think the tour is worth, whatever you got out of the tour. If you really enjoyed it, amazing. If you said, I think there should have been some more people doing leaning, then let me know that as well. Oh, thank you for the glasses comments. I do love my sparkly glasses. But yes, do follow me if you have not already. At 1,000 followers, which is under 300 at this point, and under 300 more, we will do a get to know me tour in my apartment in Valencia in Spain. You'll get to see my cats, my beautiful uh, Valencian Spanish apartment, my glasses collection, all kinds of fun things. Oh, thank you, Norma. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Diane, for your donations. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Karis and Janice. Oh, thank you so much. Many tours, please. Oh, sounds good. Oh, yes, somebody wanted a selfie holding up the tower. All right, let's do it, Tina. Let's see. Okay. How can we do this here? Uh, nope, I need to be more this way. And this. Okay, I gotta take my hat off too. I'll give y'all a good selfie face. Okay, you ready? Where is it? There we go. Ah, oh no, it's going to get me. All right. Thank you all so much for coming. That was so much fun. Oh, it is boiling. I have to put my hat back on. Otherwise, oh, my lobster-like self is going to get burned. Can we get a nice oven? Yes, Tina. All right, here we go. And we'll be right in between the church and the Baptistery and the Leaning Tower. How nice. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Oh, that was fun. Well, thank you all so much for coming with me to all of. Oops, come back. Thank you all for coming with me to all of my tours all around Italy. For those of you who have come to all of them, we have been to 3 of the 5 cities in Sanctere. We've been to Genoa, to Florence today, to Pisa, to Lucca, and then we might have a walk along the Arno tonight. So this has been so fun to have all of you come along with me. Do follow me for more fun tours. This Saturday I'm doing an Old Town Valencia tour, and the following Saturday will be another tour in Valencia about the bull ring, about the Palace of Communications. It is as dramatic as it sounds, and my favorite desserts. And then the Saturday after that, there will be a brand new Valencia tour about the 2 big castle gates. When are you going to the, I don't know, so it will be sometime this evening, probably sometime in the next 3 to 4 hours. So I will write a post if I am going to do a, I don't know, tour. I'm hoping I can, but every now and then it does start raining, so I do need to make sure that we are not all going to get rained on. Yes, so thank you all so much. Do follow me, tell your friends, and come along to the Valencia tours. Also in August, there is a big festival in Spain called the Tomatina, I believe it's called, the Tomatina Festival. And it's basically where the entire town is sort of walled off. Everyone takes these giant tomatoes and throws them at each other. It's a tomato throwing festival. I do need to get tickets for it, so we'll see if they're not sold out already. But if I can go, I will definitely be bringing you all with me. I do need to be a little bit careful of the gimbal and the phone because, as you know, people are not too careful when they are throwing smushed tomatoes. you know, in all of our experience throwing smushed tomatoes. So, oh yes, and for those of you who came with me to Lucca, this is yet another $12.99 dress. There was a store that said everything $12.99, so naturally I spent way more than $12.99, but it was totally worth it because now I can get all of the great selfies and feel like I'm fitting right in. Okay, we have comments. That was perfect. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful tour. It's been a pleasure. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, Pilar. Thank you, Christine and Shin and Chantel. That's on your bucket list. Oh, fantastic. Find some shade. Oh, yes. You know, it's not a long dress. It's a shorter one. Don't wear that dress. Yes. Don't worry, Dave. I will not. I will try and find something that is red or something that will fit in with the tomato smushes. Will Arno be on? Hey, yes. If I do I don't know tour this evening, it will be on Hey Go. Oh, from Ireland, great tour. It's on my bucket list. Oh, so cool, Sandra. I'll find some gelato and relax. Oh, yes, the gelato that we had during the earlier tour was so good. It was a sheep's milk ice or sheep's milk yogurt. And I know it sounds weird, but like if any of you have had sheep's milk, it's basically a really fatty cream, and it tastes a little bit strange as milk, but as yogurt, it's quite delicious. And it was very good from this little ice cream shop. So, or from this gelato shop rather. So if you did miss the tour in Florence, where I had given the ways to pick out the best gelato. Where's the tower? There it is. Just didn't want to miss the tower during my goodbyes. The ways to pick out the best gelato are find one that says handmade or artigianale. That's how they say that they don't just buy it in the store. And then if you see these giant mountains of gelato, don't buy that. There is a reason that the ice cream, for all intents and purposes, there's a reason that the ice cream is not melting in the way that ice should be melting in the 90,000 degree weather. Oh, this is a beautiful view. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second. And then also make sure that you don't get, as my guide said, the radioactive colors. So in case something is bright green or bright blue, of course it'll taste good, but it might not be the most authentic. So, all right, let's flip the camera around one more time because I can't have y'all miss this view. Ah, so gorgeous. Here is the Leaning Tower. Here is a statue. Here is the Cathedral. And then the Baptistery is over here. There it is out in the corner, but I'll just hold it on this for just a second. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This was so much fun. Wish me luck on my travels. If I don't see you this evening, hopefully I will, though. I do have to, oh, tilt a bit up. You got it, Tina. I do have to do a Leaning Tower picture, though, so wish me luck and cross your fingers that I do not get a mosquito bite in the center of my forehead like I did last time. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I will either see you this evening or I will see you this weekend. Mwah! Mwah! Arrivederci! Mwah! Mwah! Arrivederci! Okay, bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you for coming. See you soon.